welcome back to Orlando Out of Context. I'm Stephanie.
And I am Johnny.
And Jonathan. We have a special guest today. We have Lisa from Bellacee Jewels.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for having me on.
We're so excited to talk with you today. So we met you. Well, I think we ran into you on Instagram, just seeing your cute earrings and stuff. And then we met you at House of Lang when we were checking out the markets and stuff. And you are basically all over Orlando these days.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
she's here and she's got her beautiful jewelry, and we just wanted to talk to you about it and just kind of talk about your inspirations, how you go about making it. There are a lot, Orlando has a really large community of makers. Is that what you call yourselves, makers?
Yeah, I consider myself a maker. Even before I knew what that was, I've always been making things since I was a kid. So that's my core definition is I consider myself a maker.
Because that kind of embodies all things, right? Painting, jewelry, yarn type things,
any
crafts.
Form of art, even the acrylic floors that we did.
Yeah. We just went,
those are fun.
We went last week to Pinspiration Orlando. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's an art studio where they have tons of different crafts, classes and things like that. So we had a full evening of painting.
Yes, it was so much fun.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So we get to be a little bit creative. So that's why it's nice to hear, other people with their crafts and kind of talk about it and things like that here. So with your earrings and your jewelry and stuff, what kind of got that inspiration for you to start doing that though?
So like I said, I've always been a maker. I think the first thing that I made when I was a kid was taking old Christmas cards and cutting them and making them into new ones. That's the first thing that I ever did. And then I'm from the Cape Verde Islands, and in school we have manual arts is what we call it. So we learn crafts in school. So I learned all kinds of needle art and things like that. But then somehow I got a hold of beads from old necklaces, and I started making necklaces when I was a teenager with my friends. So that was a million years ago. So then, I did other things. I went to school. I had different careers, but I've always been making things. So jewelry is easy because the materials are small. You can carry them everywhere you go. They don't really make a mess like painting would, if you decide to paint, then you have to just shut down the whole house to do it because it's messy and you have to wait for it to dry. It's a lot more involved. And then, I started making things and giving them to friends, and then it just kind of evolved from there.
Nice. So it's kind of just always been in your blood,
Yeah, that's true, for sure.
You know what I often see with people who are into crafting and stuff is it's kind of like an outlet for you as to where I have seen my mom especially, she's very crafty, she's very talented. But the minute you try to put pressure on her is you should sell these things. You should quit your job and be full time. It's almost she pulls back from it, and then she doesn't like to do it in that aspect. It's more of her happy time or her relaxing type of thing. But then we just have this house full of projects. We have she literally has this room full of halfway projects, quarter-way projects, finished projects, and it's these things are beautiful. You need to share them with the world. Yeah. But it is cool to be able to give handmade gifts and things like that. She makes a lot of knit blankets and things for my friends when they have babies, and it's so nice to give personalized gifts,
That's the
especially
best.
Earrings. You can't go wrong with earrings for girls, at least.
I love getting and giving personalized gifts. That's my favorite, because that's somebody's time. When someone takes their the time that they have on this earth to make something for you. That's like very valuable. So
and it's like their
I
hands
appreciate
and their
that a lot.
love
Yeah,
infused into the item. You know, it's not something that anyone
absolutely.
else has, or it can be bought off a shelf.
It was like, made with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so funny that you say that about how like a lot of people who are artistic and stuff, but they don't sell it. Because my friend Suzanne, she's very artistic. She's my British friend. She draws, she paints, and she has all of these portraits and stuff at home. I'm like, girl, you need to like sell it and stuff. Like put yourself out there, but she doesn't want to do
I'm that
it,
friend that would be like that. That would be like, you need to sell this, but I get
Yeah.
it if you don't want to sell it because you just want to make it. Like some
Yeah.
people may just want to make that and just get lost in making and learning the process and enjoying it and not have to have any pressure on, you know, like having to give it to somebody and them not liking it. You know, there's a lot that goes into it because there's a lot of like anxiety when you're a maker. Like you're making something and then you're thinking, are people going to hate it? Am I ever like, am I going to be able to sell this? Are people going to just even relate to it? So it's like, maybe you just make it and you enjoy it for yourself. You give it to your friends and you don't put that pressure on yourself. If you don't need to, then why do it? You know, so I completely relate to that.
True.
That is very true. That is so true. Oh my goodness.
I never really thought about it like that, honestly. There is an aspect of judgment, you know. You are really putting yourself naked out there for people to be like, ew, I don't like that, or or just, you know, walk past your booth or put your painting down, or
it takes so much courage to just like to make stuff and be like, hey, you want to give me your money for this thing? Like
True.
I mean, it's the same thing with us too, you know, like same thing with our social media. Like, you know, we make all these videos and stuff, and like there's videos that we like put our heart and pour everything in it, and we don't get like any views, and we love it, we enjoy it, and it just flops. And then there's other videos where we put so much less effort, and it's like it just goes viral. So it's like, but that doesn't mean that you should stop doing the things that you love, you know?
Keep doing the things, you know, because if it flops, then you learn from that and then you keep going and do something different, you know.
So tell us a little bit about your relationship with Orlando, like how you ended up living your life here currently.
So when I first moved here, I was about 14 from the Cape Verde Islands. My mom had already been living here for about 7 years. So I moved to Kissimmee and I went to high school in Kissimmee. I went to Valencia. I went to UCF for college. And then I actually ended up going for interior design at the Orlando International Academy of Design. And then I got married and my ex was in the Navy. And so at that point I moved away from Orlando and I traveled because of the military. And then I got divorced and I moved back here because this is where I like to be.
We hear so many people say that they went away from Orlando for a job or some other type of thing. Yeah. And they've always come back. You know, what is it about Orlando that made you want to come back?
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I live in St. Cloud. I've lived in Orlando before, but right now I live in St. Cloud. But I love this area. It's familiar. There's so much to do here. You can go to the beach. You can go to like a touristy area. You can go to a small business area, like, you know, little Main Street districts and stuff like that. There's so many of them and so much growth and so much diversity. You know, I think I mentioned everything, and it's different food, different music, different people. You know, the only thing that I'm not crazy about is the traffic, but I feel like there's traffic everywhere.
Oh, and there's traffic everywhere. At least here it's bad, but it's not bad like LA traffic or like New York traffic, you know?
Right. So, you know, so I just love it here. And then I think another reason why I have like a special place in my heart for Orlando is because like when I was a teenager and a young adult, like this is where I was. Like those years were important for me, you know, starting to go out to the clubs, go out to like, you know, little underground clubs.
What club was you hitting up? What club was your favorite club back in the day?
Oh my God, you're gonna make me date myself.
Because and the club scene in Orlando has a lot of turnover.
And it has evolved a lot.
Like even my favorite club when I was 21 no longer exists anymore. So, you know, and there was like what is it? Like Church Street Station used to be like really popping, I heard, like back in the 80s. And you just a lot of turnover there.
Yeah.
Clubs.
Let me think. What was my favorite? I was never like a huge club person. But I think I used to go to Cairo's.
Oh my God, I remember Cairo. Yes.
And what is that one that is the building is called Celine now? What was it called before? It was like 2 floors.
Oh my gosh.
And it had
I know Celine, but I don't remember what it was called before. But Cairo, I do remember, I don't remember what it was before it was Celine. But it's turned around so many times.
So Cairo was Celine, right?
I think so. I don't remember. Yeah.
And there's another one.
Remember Firestone back in the days?
Of course, Firestone.
Yes, Firestone, which is now
killing me right now. I hadn't thought about these names for a long time.
And then now it's the Vanguard. So I go to the Vanguard a lot now. Because it's been different venues too.
Firestone, yes.
My favorite was Maycoast, which is right beside Chillers.
Yes.
Oh God, I love that club.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I'm so sad it closed. But that was literally my and you know, like you said, those years, they're so formative. Those years of your life where you're like making yourself as your own person and meeting friends and becoming an adult. Those were some of the happiest times of my life. Like before I got really like bogged down with life and bills and like adulting, when you were just free and just happy and just
roaming the streets.
I was just working all day at Disney, roaming the streets of Orlando all night.
You make it sound like you're a lady of the night walking OBT, roaming the streets, you know?
But that's exactly what we did. Like we would just go out. I
would work like 8 to 10 hour days at Disney all day in the sun, and I would go out all night with my friends and get up and do it just over and over again.
Yeah.
And you know, now I couldn't even do that if I tried.
Oh, I don't even want to. Okay. Yeah.
But do you remember back in the days at Point Orlando, which is now the Comedy Club now, when it used to be Matrix and Metropolis?
Yes.
Yes, I used to sneak in there when I was 17. I would sneak in. I would wear like a jacket to make myself look older.
A jacket?
Well, yeah, because my friends.
He was a serious man, okay?
So I wore this like, I don't know what kind of jacket it was. It was like one of their boyfriend's jacket who was like older and stuff, and like I would wear it, and it worked. And I got in. I was clubbing. Even in downtown Orlando, like some of the gay clubs, like Pulse back then. I remember going there and drinking. I was like 19, 20. Ooh, I shouldn't even be saying this, but...
Oh, you'll be fine. Nobody's coming after you.
Nobody's coming after me. But yeah, I used to do that. And then mannequins at Pleasure Island at Disney.
I was just going to say that. That's the one I snuck in. My friend, I had a Brazilian friend in high school, and she had like all the strategy for sneaking in.
Ooh, what was the strategy?
It was something about like, she would go in and get the stamp on her wrist and come back out and like rub it on my wrist or something like that. And then we would get in. But I did that a couple of times, mannequins.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. Yeah, good time.
Well, you know, when I was on the college program, because that's how I ended up here on the college program, there were people who worked at Pleasure Island that were on the college program. So their job was to give out the wristbands and things. So you just, you know, that person was your friend. So you just went through their line when you got to the turnstile, and they just give them wristbands to anybody.
It's nice to have connections.
Because they're over here making $7 an hour. They don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see how Orlando has changed and evolved throughout the years. Like, and I've been here 22 years, and it's grown and changed like a lot. Yeah. I wish some of the things were still around, and I'm also kind of glad that there's a lot of other cool new things too.
Oh yeah,
you know, which is pretty cool. So with your jewelry, Bellacee, how was that born? How did that these types of jewelries that you have now, how was that kind of, you know, come about?
So it started out like I started making a lot of like African inspired things, you know, with lots of shells and African fabrics and wire. I did that for a long time. Since my daughter was born, I started doing it slowly. That's when I started my Etsy store, and, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom. That was, my daughter's my second child. So at that point, like, I wasn't working outside the home because I was still married, and like it was military, and it was really hard to find a job and stuff like that. So, and I lived in Texas at the time. So that's when I started my Etsy store, and I just started slowly and doing, you know, just, it started picking up. And but then when I got divorced and I moved here, so I started working full time. So I mean, I still did it, but it wasn't, I couldn't really dedicate that much time to it.
Yeah.
So then I discovered this laser cutter, and I just became obsessed with it. And I was like, you know, just researching it for like 2 years, thinking about it. And then I was gonna buy it. So I texted my now boyfriend. I was like, hey, I just got my tax return. Do you think I should buy the Glow Forge, or should I save the money? And then he's like, save the money, because your Glow Forge is on the way. Like, he bought it for me.
Yeah. There we go, a man that supports. I like it.
Oh my God, I could, like, I'm telling you guys, like, I didn't believe him. I thought he was pulling my leg. I was like, did you really do this? Like, he sent me the screenshot, like the tracking of the package. I mean, it just didn't sink in for a long time until it was like,
that is so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he supported you.
Yes, he's very supportive. Like, he comes out to markets with me and stuff like that all the time. You know, he also works and has kids of his own, but he's very supportive. So, you know, so once I got the Glow Forge, then I kind of changed my style a little bit, because I'm able to do different things that I've been wanting to make for a long time, but I wasn't able to do it because I didn't have like the laser cutter. So now I'm able to work with acrylic and wood, and, you know, I showed you guys the process, how I paint the wood.
Yeah, can you explain a little bit more of that process, like some of the process of like the different jewelries and stuff, and exactly what the laser machine does. That way, you know, we can all know about it, you know?
We got a chance to see some videos. We visited Lisa at the market this weekend.
Yes.
And she showed us a little bit about the process and the laser machine. So just explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so I share a lot of my process on my social media too. But so basically, I just take a sheet of MDF, which is like a recycled wood material, and I paint it with acrylic paints, and then I let it dry overnight, and then I cut and engrave the shapes with the laser cutter. And then after that, I assemble the pieces, and then I have a finished product.
So is there like are there preset patterns on the software for the machine, or you can freehand draw what you want and the machine will copy it?
No, so you have to use a separate software to like put your designs in. Like this, the actual machine doesn't have a software where you can design the stuff, but you design it in another program and then you transfer it over.
So really the options are endless. I mean,
yeah,
really.
you could do so many things. I mean, I make earrings, but like I made my own sign, like the one that I showed you guys, the one that's behind me. You could do like QR codes, you know, baby things, you know, those things that people make with babies for like the months and stuff like that. Cake toppers. I mean, it's a lot.
And you showed us the little clutch that you made.
Yes, so I'm starting to make clutches and little handbags and things like that as well.
Yeah, those were gorgeous, and it seems like it was like it can be very time, like, you know, consuming, because everything's like, you know, by hand after you cut out the pieces and stuff to make everything. But
I have to make sure it fits properly and everything. Yeah.
How long does that machine take to do the clutch? Is it a long process?
No, because the clutch doesn't involve any engraving. Like the engraving takes longer than the cutting. So the cutting process doesn't take as long as the engraving does. If I have a design that like these earrings here that have the design on it,
yeah,
see it. But that is like, that's more time consuming. So the clutch probably takes about like 38 minutes or something like that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, for each thing. So the actual cutting part is not that bad.
What would be a time per se that it take for you to, like, when you make like the earrings and some of the other bracelets and stuff like that? Because you have some more intricate, what's what I'm saying?
Intricate.
Intricate. There you go. Intricate earrings and other jewelries and other ones. So like, how long would you say that would kind of take for some of those?
It depends on the size and like the design. Like the shell things, I'm pretty quick. Because I've been making them for a long time. So I just
practice makes perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I just get in a zone. If I have a few orders of the same thing, I just make them all one after the other. And then it goes by quicker because I'll just cut all the wire, and then I'll just pick out all the shells and just do it, you know, like a factory style. But factory style. It doesn't take that long. I mean, everything is very time consuming because it's made by hand. And, you know, as a human, you have to take breaks. You have to walk around sometimes. You can't just sit there and work endlessly. But, you know, it
liked
depends.
How you were talking about your collections, like when we came to visit you. So when you were talking about, you know, basically painting a piece of wood and then cutting jewelry from that would be like, you know, one collection. So you know, you paint a board and you might only get, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 pair of earrings out of that board, and they're all their own.
One of a kind.
One of a kind. They're all one of a kind. And then, you know, you could make a collection based on that one painting that you did. That's kind of cool. I like that.
And then I mean, I may be able to recreate another thing and like make it similar, but it's not going to be exactly the same. So I feel like that makes it more special.
Yeah, and even with the matching pairs of earrings, there's always going to be a little bit of variation with it because of the fact that you're hand painting everything.
Yes.
So like one part is going to be, it still has similar patterns and colors, but it'll be a little bit different.
Yes, exactly. And that's
which I like that.
Yeah, that's what the with the wood earrings that I paint. The acrylic is a little bit different because I can make the same pattern twice, you know, but not with the wood.
What markets have you been at lately? Like if people want to come try to find you.
So I've been to the House on Lang market. I've been to the TDP market at the Circle. That's Lake Keola. I believe the address is.
We need to go to that one. That's a late night one, all right?
It's from 6 to 10 every Thursday and Friday, and it's 431 Northeast Central Avenue. No, East Central Avenue, something like that. It's
kind of over there where like Stardust is, and World of Beer.
Yes.
It's a nice little area to walk around, grab a drink. There's some restaurants around there.
Yeah, it's right behind like the World of Beer, and then there's that little circle there, and that's where there's a bunch of, you know, amazing vendors there, including myself.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, like, it's a really, really good community. I love the people that I have met doing these markets because the vendors really stick together. Like, if they know that there's a market that you don't know about where you would do well, they let you know about it. And if you forget your weights or your charger, I mean, people just look out for each other, you know. And I
that's nice because sometimes you hear bad things about, like, you hear people being competitive and kind of like, especially women sometimes can be catty towards each other.
Yeah, I feel I really have not experienced that. Like I have had such a good experience since I started doing the markets. You know, and I do one here in St. Cloud that's once a month. That's also a really good one. It's got lots and lots of vendors.
What is that one called in St. Cloud?
It's called the Monthly Market.
Monthly market, okay.
Yeah, I can send you guys the information. And then, which I've done the Bazaar Botanica, which is also really cool. That one is Jess puts that one on. She's really awesome.
And where's that one located at, the Bazaar Botanica?
She does different locations.
Okay, so it's the different location. Okay, yeah, that's good because that way you have like variety and stuff.
And then, but they're mostly in downtown. Last time I did one with her, it was I think it's called Heritage Park in downtown.
Yeah, that's a nice little area too. It's over there off of like Primrose area, sort of. I think.
It's like there. I forget what it's called. It's like in front of that museum. I think it's a history museum. It's right in front of it. It's like right in the heart of downtown, but I can't remember the name of the park right now.
Gotcha.
What else have I done? I've done a few in St. Petersburg. Not a few.
Oh yeah, you were telling us about
there.
that one in St. Petersburg. Yeah,
that one was really good. I've done one in Lakeland as well. That I have another one coming up. And
I also saw the new the She Sells.
Yeah,
create a new female creative group.
So that one, the first one was last Saturday, and it was really good. And they're doing another one May 7th, but I won't be there because I'm doing the Lakeland one that day. But it's really good. You know, lots of awesome vendors. We have great like coffee and people who make t-shirts and earrings like this that I'm wearing. I got it from there. From one of the vendors. Protect your energy, your peace. Protect
I like that.
Yeah.
We like
so
that.
this is by Paola. Her business name is Pauline. Shout out to her. She's awesome. And so I've met so many awesome people doing these markets. I mean, I honestly can't complain.
It's a nice network.
Yeah, another one that I really like doing is by the Falcon Bar on Washington Street. So just down the street from where you guys met me yesterday. Are you guys familiar with the Falcon Bar?
The Falcon Bar.
I'm not.
No.
It's a female-owned bar, and it's just really cool. It's like
so it's right on Washington Street. Like, is it heading
on Washington
towards like going towards Lake Eola downtown, or the opposite side?
The other side, going the other way. Like if you were facing the veranda and you just went this way, if you made a right.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of towards like Island Time area. Island Time.
But you know where there's that little fountain? It's right by that little fountain.
Okay, I know where you have the little fountain right where you have like the little cul-de-sac and then there's that fountain in the middle. Okay, I know where that area is.
It's right there. So
I'm gonna have to check it out. I've never been, and I live like right around that area. So
yeah, I've done a market there too, and it's pretty cool. So.
No, and it's nice because, like you say, you get to meet a lot of new people, make connections, you know, support, all the local businesses together. Like it was cute. Like after we met up with you yesterday, we walked around. I bought me a nice crystal that I wanted to add to my crystal collection. Steph and I, we got some incense. They were really good because I'm very particular with incense sticks because some of them, if they use like all those extra chemicals and other crap in it, it really hurts my allergies, like my nose, like I get all stuffy and everything. But the ones that we bought yesterday, they were like good quality stuff and they smell really strong and it didn't smell synthetic. So it was like, I was like, I'm glad that I found some really good.
Yeah, you always find great products because people pour their heart and soul into these things, so yeah,
I really like that a lot for sure.
Yeah, so and just one more market that I want to mention.
Go ahead, please.
It's another one that they just started doing. It's what is it called? Curry Ford West, way out west. They do it every other Tuesday, and it's on Curry Ford.
Yeah, Curry Ford is a long street. So is it towards where the oh my god, what is that called? Where they have oh my god, that's where the Legumari is and like where the Foxtail Coffee is off of Curry Ford and Bumby, or is it further down like Curry Ford Cimarron area?
It's between Curry Ford and Bumby and Curry Ford and Cimarron. It's like in that strip there. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like
So yeah, that's that main
church
strip.
parking lot. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, because Curry Ford is a long street, so that area has been actually very popping lately.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's good. I never knew that they did a little market over there as well.
Yeah, they just had the second one like last week. So
I would like to go to more markets. Honestly, we don't go that often.
Yeah.
But when we do go, we like them.
Yeah, we like them.
We like all those little like gemstones and candles.
Oh yeah.
I like all those things.
If you want to know about markets, all you have to do is follow me because I'm always posting about them.
That's right. And what tell the listeners your
handles.
I'm Bellacee Jewels on Instagram.
Okay. Instagram. And how about for your Etsy store?
Oh, so I would rather give you guys my website because Etsy charges really high fees nowadays. So if you want to support me, go to my website. It's called www.bellaceegoods.com.
Bellacee.com. And that's B-E. Spell it out for them.
Let me spell it. Oh my God.
We're also going to put it, we'll put it in the show notes.
Oh, okay. LLACEE goods.com.
Perfect. Yeah, that way the listeners can know. Now, now that with the Bellacee, since we talked about a little bit of your inspirations, how you make your jewelries, is there any insight as far as any potential new collections that we might get a inner scoop from you before you have it out there for the people?
Don't if you want to get in this brain, there's so many collections in here.
Well, one that you're gonna be potentially having coming out soon.
So
Hot Girl Summer Collection.
Hot Girl Summer, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'm gonna do something with flowers, but like more detailed hand painted flowers with acrylic. So, and that's one of the things I'm thinking about, and also fruit, because we're from Florida and it's about to get super hot. And my friend from Cover Your Space Girl, she did some totes that are like hand painted totes, and they're oranges and lemons and strawberries. So it kind of like inspired me to make some earrings to go with them. And one that I want to take more time doing is one that's inspired by my hometown. That's called Mindelo, which is in the Cape Verde Islands. So I want to really take my time to do that one. It's like a small island that's very cultural, very musical. There's lots of like, delicious food, and people are amazing, and the beaches are great. So I want to do something that kind of represents that. But I need to have time to do it. And right now.
So the idea is there, but it's not in like fully formulated.
Yeah, I have to have like some time to like sketch it out.
Yeah.
And conceptualize.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That'll be really nice because very tropical, and even though Florida is not as tropical as other places, but it's still tropical overall.
I think. I think cool. Like Floridians can definitely relate to that.
How about men's jewelry? Because like
you
have all these beautiful jewelries, and I'm like, I want to wear some of these things, but I'm like, I want my own.
You can do the signature squiggly. I think
I can maybe wear one.
I can do the squiggly on.
I could do a squiggly one. Yeah, I could wear one.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can pull that off. I need to start doing that. Maybe I'll start with necklaces or bracelets.
Has people been asking about that for like men's jewelry and stuff? Like
I've had guys buy the earrings that I make, and I just love it when guys with a full-on beard wear dangly earrings. I don't know. I hope that comes back.
Oh no, I love it. That's what I'm saying. Like I love your squigglies. I need to get me a pair so I can wear it. Yeah.
But I want to start making things that are a little bit more masculine, because everything I make is like super feminine. So for guys,
that's fine.
For guys, we're not super feminine. You know what I mean? Like guys who want to wear masculine things. I totally.
And then like mainly women and girls are the ones who likes to buy like all the like cutesy things and whatnot. Most men, they're just like whatever. Like they'll just have their girlfriends or wives pick out their things, So it's like a little bit different for men. But like me, I used to hate wearing a lot of jewelry when I was younger, but now that I'm older, like I like wearing it, but it has to be like something different, something unique.
But I think the squigglies and stuff, that would be fun when you go to the music festival.
Like when I go to the music, even when I go out to the clubs and bars, because I have some. I like dangly earrings. There was this one that I saw. Maybe I can give you an idea. You can make me a special, unique customization. Yes. So I saw one of a guy a while back. He had like, like the little evil eye. So it had like a little evil eye on it. And then it had like it looked like little suns because it had like the little rays around it and stuff. So the eye was like blue, and then it was kind of like golden around the eye. And then it had like a little dangly, like something else on it. Like I was so rock that. Or anything similar. So I'm like, maybe I should have you give it an inspiration what you think would look nice for me, and we can just have it in your brain and
the
just
Orlando
create
out of context
an exclusive.
I was gonna say
yes.
I was gonna say the
That'd
Jonathan
so
selection, but I should probably include both of you guys, right?
Yes, that'd be
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I
But
can
yeah,
do that.
but even one just for me, just a unique, one of a kind Johnny piece,
That would be so cool.
Yes, I like that. I like that idea. We gotta talk for sure about that because
Okay.
I would love
We
that
can
for
do
sure.
that, definitely.
So there's something we like to do here with all of our guests. It's called a speed round, where we basically ask a couple of questions relating to Orlando. So, go ahead, sir.
So, what would be?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? You said the speed round is what you ask about Orlando.
Yeah. So we like to ask questions. It's a speed round where we basically ask a couple of questions about certain things of Orlando.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like your first thoughts, whatever comes to your mind first. Your favorite Orlando restaurant?
It's a Thai restaurant on Colonial. I think it's called Thai restaurant. I don't know what it's called.
Really?
it's like really low key, but they have awesome food. It's on Colonial. You go in there. It's very traditional Thai, and the food comes out quickly. The waitresses are always on top of their stuff. It's called
Can't
Thai
ask
restaurant.
for better than that.
Yes.
Yeah, that
and
is
the
so
food
true.
is delicious. It's always steaming hot.
So on Colonia, what part of Colonia? Because Colonia is such a long road. So just to kind of maybe give a little bit.
Right when you're driving down Bumby and you make a left on Colonial, where there's like I think it's like big church there. And
I know what you're talking about now. It says Thai. I think it says Pop Thai, I think.
Yeah, I'm
in
so
red
sorry.
letters, right? Is it in red letters?
I was just talking about it today. Yes, it's red.
I know where it's at.
Pop Thai?
I think it's Pop Thai, yeah. But now that you said that, so you make a left from Bumby and then make a left in Colonial. That's kind of like heading towards I call it the Chinatown, because that's where all the cool, really yummy stores are at.
All the Asian things are there.
Yes.
I was just talking about that today. At my mom's house, we were having Easter, brunch. And
I'm not sure. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. But it's off of there of Colonial and Bumby, yeah.
Oh, you would need like the information, so you're gonna put.
Oh no, I'm just curious. I was just curious.
Okay, no,
yeah.
I'll send it to you guys for sure. I go there with my boyfriend all the time, but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, because we always obviously love to try different food, and we love Thai food. When you said that, I thought at first you were gonna say Sea Thai. Have you never been to Sea Thai?
No.
So it's also on Colonial, it's on East Colonial. So if you're coming down on Bumby, instead of making a left to Colonial, you make a right on Colonial. It's like by Fashion Square Mall area, like across from there.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one's really good too. Yeah. So another question would be, what is do you have a favorite bar or a favorite signature go-to drink?
Favorite bar. Okay, I'm a rum and coke girl.
Okay.
Nice and simple, a classic.
I know, island girl, rum and coke. I don't really go to bars that much anymore, guys. I'm old.
Nah, you're not.
Let me see. Let me think about it.
Cocktail lounge, like chill spot.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like
night.
Date night.
I think more date
where
night
where you and your man of yours,
Where you and your man go for a nice little drink, a nice lounge. Well, no, that's dessert afterwards. Bad
with these names? We went to this really cute place. It's in the Milk District, and it's super tiny, right by like that Etoile boutique or something. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
And it's like really small. It's called the Nook.
The Nook.
Something like that. I love that little place. It's like furnished with old stuff. And
I've never been inside there, even though I've been to all the stores around it. I've never been.
Yeah, we've never been to the Nook yet. Yeah.
And they try. They have things that are just like local beers, local wines, things like that. So, that's my kind of jam.
Yeah.
I love those little places.
You know what place that I found? I've obviously driven by, I've walked by it so many times, and I finally went and had a drink there like the other day. It's called the Broken Cage, right there, like right by like Lake Eola area, across from the Stubborn Mule. And and it's like obviously decorated with like bird cages, birds, and like it looked like a nest. And they have a happy hour every day, and they have a late night happy hour from 10 to 11. And they have some really, really great drinks, and they're cheap, quality notch drinks. And they also have some rum ones. Since you said rum, I figure like, hey, maybe you should try and cut that one out as well. And it's called the Broken Cage, and I loved it. I want to go back. And they have a hidden liquor store there.
Oh,
So I
like
want to
the
go
name.
back. Yeah, the
That's a
Broken
good name.
Cage. So they actually share a kitchen with Rustique. So they do a brunch there. As well on the weekends. Obviously during the week, regular time, you know, you can get regular dinners too. And so you get food items, but they share it with Rustique.
I'm still trying to get back to the Neighbors so we can have those breakfast drinks.
Oh yeah, they had some really cool breakfast drinks at the Neighbors. Have you been to
Oh
the
my gosh,
Neighbors?
I saw that online. It's so adorable. I need to go there.
You gotta go, and you might ask them if they would carry some of your stuff, because they have a gift shop in there. Yeah, large. Yeah, large. Most of it is actually gift shop. Less bar, more gift shop.
And the drinks are so good too.
Local stuff.
Yeah, the drinks are good.
Like plants, different. I did a craft class there with this girl, Just Knots and Knots. I don't know if you've met her at any of the markets. She does needle punch.
Oh my gosh,
she does classes there once a month where you can drink, and then she teaches you how to do a craft and the drinks.
Ramen crafts.
That's right. It's relaxing. It's a cute environment. It's a really nice place. You got to check it out.
Yeah, that'll be a perfect spot for you to get, because it's over there at East End Market, right? So that'll be a perfect spot for you to have, you know, some of your jewels in display and things like that as well. So
I'm definitely gonna reach out to them.
Some pointers for that too. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one last final question for you: what would be a go-to Orlando pro tip that you would give somebody who just recently moved here or coming on vacation?
Just explore. Don't go to only like the tourist spots. Find out, talk to the locals and find out where people are going, where they go regularly, and support the local businesses, because there's so much here. You know, it's not only, you know, downtown or International Drive. There's little pockets everywhere, little Main Street districts everywhere. St. Cloud, Kissimmee, Orlando, everywhere. So, you know, just explore and talk to locals. That would be my pro tip.
Absolutely. No, that's a great pro tip, because like even with us doing this, there's so many good things to see and do, and like we learn. We learn
every day, all the time, about new people, new places, new things. Yeah. And we just want to try to spread that word to people that are even coming here on vacation, not people who live here, but you know, people see the real Orlando.
Even people who live here. This is what gets me, because when I hear people say, oh, you know, there's nothing to do here, I'm like, what? There's so much to do here. I don't know if it's because I've lived somewhere where there was one Chili's and one Walmart.
Yes, girl, I grew up in a town like that, and it was misery.
So I'm like,
that's why I love living here.
Like, I appreciate it when you can drive 10 minutes and hit a completely different place, you know? So I appreciate it more. But some people who have lived here for a long time, then they don't get out and they complain that there's nothing. But I feel like there's a whole lot to do here.
Oh yeah,
I think too, a lot of people move here for Disney, and they stay in this bubble of only going to Disney and only doing Disney stuff. And honestly, that was even when I moved here years ago. That was me for a couple of years until I opened up my life to everything that was past Disney, you know?
Yeah.
So we just got to try to get all those people to open up their bubble and enjoy all the cool stuff Orlando has.
Yeah, and that's why we do that, because it's like, even with us, it's like I'm learning about so many cool new things, and you know, going to like more little markets and try to support more local businesses and things like that, that even before doing this, like I never necessarily knew about. I would always just go to like the same spot. So it's always good to try new things, and who knows, you may meet new people, maybe some new places that you would like to visit, and make those some of your new regulars. And then even then, it's always good to kind of branch off and then see other things and places too. So yeah, I like that. St. Cloud is actually a place that I would like to go, because one of my friends, she lives out there, and I don't know if it was online. I don't know if I told you about it, stuff. It's a bar, and they have like this huge like Bloody Mary with like
Fire. It's called Fire.
It's called Fire. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
it's
god.
Walking distance from my house.
I want to go there. It looks so cool.
Oh, you better
like,
call me when you go.
Okay.
Is it a restaurant?
It's a restaurant, and they have
So
like a
it's
really
like-
banging brunch, right?
Well, okay. So I don't know if I don't know if you're talking about Fire, if you're talking about Loading. So there's two like kind of cool restaurants here in St. Cloud. There's like they're down the street from each other. One of them is called Fire. It's called with a PH. It's spelled with PH. But they have like these cool candied bacon. I don't eat bacon, but I've seen them serve it, and it has like a speak easy vibe. So yeah, so like the waitresses and the waiters dress like that, and sometimes I have live music, and the food is really good too. And then there's another one called Loading, and it's a gastropub, and they have great brunches, awesome drinks, really good. I think, what did I have there? I think it was shrimp and grits last time, and it was really good.
I think it might be that the second one, not the first one. What was the second one called again?
Loading.
Loading. Okay, Loading.
Yeah.
We have to put that on our list. Fire and Loading to check out as well too, because those sound like that first one sounds
highly
really
recommend
cool.
them. Yeah, and there's a lot here too. There's I actually work part-time at a place called DK Renewal, and we sell plants and textiles and things from all over the world, like Kantha quilts and
oh, you need to go there.
I need some plants. I'm redecorating my house, and I want to start getting some plants.
You need to check it out.
That's perfect
beautiful.
for me.
I'll send you guys the link. Yes.
Yeah, send me the link. And I do need some. Do you know things about like plants and what, like good plant recommendations and stuff?
Yeah, I work there. Like I work there 2 days a week.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to hit you up, girl, because for real, because like I want some plants. I don't want to kill it. I need, low maintenance, doesn't need a lot of my attention, like a dog would sometimes.
Yeah, you need a cat plant, not a dog plant.
Exactly. I love dogs, don't get me wrong. And I had a doggie and stuff before, but she died many years ago. And I was like, I didn't want to get another one again, at least not anytime soon. So I need something low maintenance. So
yeah, so there's a lot more here. There's little restaurants, little stores, children's
Have you been
stores.
to Abracadabra? I think that's in Kissimmee.
It's in Kissimmee. Yeah,
it's like this awesome ice cream place where they use like nitrogen, and they like put nitrogen on it. It's like flash freeze it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
it's kind of
and
cool.
they have like a jump playground, a bouncy house playground for the kids. It's cute. It's really cute. And then downtown Kissimmee is pretty cool too.
We need to start to venture out more from these places then.
Yeah,
we hardly ever get out that area.
Yeah. We need to go to that side. It's just so much places to cover. So
yeah, you do it slowly. You guys make your way here eventually.
Oh, we will for sure. And when we do it, we're like, hey, let's go have some drinks and food over there.
I will definitely, if you guys are in this area, please hit me up. I will definitely go meet you guys for a drink, even though I'm not like a super bar goer anymore.
Yeah,
but
we're not either, So it's like, once in a while.
I'm not really either, honestly.
Like I'll have moments where like I'll go drinking and stuff, but not like anything crazy. It's not like when I was young, I was doing it 3-4 times out of the week.
Oh my gosh, who has the energy anymore?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one more time before we leave you, where can our listeners find all of your things, your schedule, your jewelry, everything?
So I tried my best to keep people updated on my market schedules on my Instagram. So I'm at Bellacee Jewels on Instagram, and then my website is bellaceegoods.com.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being with us,
yes,
Lisa, and telling us a little bit about your stuff. If you want to see her jewelry, go on our Instagram or meet her at one of these awesome markets.
Yes.
Stay tuned to our Instagram, both of our Instagrams this week, because we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to give away some of your choice earrings or whatever products you decide that you want to share with the world. So keep an eye out on both of our Instagrams for that giveaway when it comes up. And what else was I going to say? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Continue listening to
Keep
us
a look on our TikTok. We're going to be releasing some videos about, you know, how Lisa makes her jewelry. She gave us some footage of her little machine doing its
thing.
Magic.
So we're gonna give you guys some insight on the process that she uses, how using her little machine and everything.
Awesome.
So
stay tuned, guys.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being our guest as well for our show.
And tune in next week.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
You're not gonna say goodbye?
Oh, bye.